Projected 30% increase in regulatory scrutiny, a comprehensive overview. Introduction. By the end of 2025, industries related to social media advertising and privacy are expected to face a significant increase in regulatory scrutiny, projected at 30%. This anticipated regulatory shift has sparked discussions among experts regarding its implications for businesses, consumers, and legislators worldwide. This report synthesizes expert predictions, key trends, and potential competitive responses shaped by these evolving regulatory landscapes. Key predictions and trends. 1. Increased focus on privacy. As consumers become more aware of their data rights, privacy regulations are expected to intensify. Regulatory bodies worldwide are likely to enact stricter laws surrounding data collection, consent, and user rights. The shift from third-party cookies to privacy-centric targeting methods poses a challenge for advertisers. Experts predict a resurgence of strategies that prioritize user privacy, such as anonymized identifiers, alternative methods for targeting consumers that protect individual identities while still allowing for effective marketing. Contextual targeting. Advertisers may increasingly rely on contextual data rather than behavioral data, tailoring ads to the content rather than the user. 2. Rise of AI in advertising. The integration of artificial intelligence (AI) into advertising processes is set to redefine how businesses operate. By 2025, AI technologies will likely automate numerous tasks such as customer interactions. AI agents will handle customer inquiries, optimize advertising campaigns, and facilitate app development, reducing the workforce required for high revenue generation. Campaign optimization. Real-time budget allocation through AI tools will enable marketers to respond swiftly to market changes, enhancing operational efficiency. 3. Innovative advertising channels. With traditional advertising methods facing challenges due to regulatory pressures, companies are expected to explore new channels such as connected TV (CTV), as audiences shift from linear TV to streaming services. CTV will become a prominent channel for advertisers. In-app advertising. E-commerce brands are increasingly willing to invest in in-app ads despite previously high costs due to emerging cost-per-outcome models that mitigate financial risk. 4. Mergers and acquisitions in ad tech. The advertising technology sector is poised for a wave of mergers and acquisitions driven by renewed market confidence. Recent high-profile deals such as Outbrain's acquisition of TED's and Omnicom's acquisition of Interpublic indicate a resurgence in deal activity. Key points include increased deal activity. A significant rise in the number of mergers and acquisitions is anticipated as companies seek strategic partnerships to navigate regulatory challenges and enhance their market positions. Diverse acquisitions. Expect acquisitions across various niches, including mobile, web, connected TV, and e-commerce platforms. 5. Creativity takes center stage. Given the anticipated regulatory pressures on targeting strategies, the need for creativity in advertising campaigns will become paramount. Key trends include AI-generated content. The use of AI to produce creative content quickly and efficiently will enable brands to generate multiple variations of ads, enhancing their ability to stand out in a crowded marketplace. Emphasis on storytelling. As targeting becomes broader, compelling storytelling will be essential for brands to engage consumers effectively. Common themes and differences. Both sources emphasize the increasing importance of privacy and the role of AI in transforming advertising. However, Source 1 highlights operational implications, focusing on practical applications of AI in new advertising channels. In contrast, Source 2 delves deeper into legislative aspects and global implications of regulatory shifts. This dual perspective provides a comprehensive understanding of the anticipated changes. Timeline of anticipated events. 2024, a pivotal year where companies adapt to the changing landscape. Integrating AI and enhancing privacy measures. End of 2024, an uptick in mergers and acquisitions within the ad tech sector is expected, reflecting renewed market confidence. 2025, predicted to be transformative with AI agents automating processes across industries. Stricter privacy regulations reshaping advertising strategies. The emergence of new advertising channels as traditional methods decline. A strong emphasis on creativity and storytelling in campaigns. Conclusion. The projected increase in regulatory scrutiny across the social media advertising and privacy sectors signifies a critical juncture for these industries. Organizations will need to innovate and adapt to these evolving regulatory frameworks to maintain competitive advantages. As consumer awareness of data privacy heightens, companies must prioritize compliance while leveraging AI and creativity to navigate this complex landscape. The next few years will be pivotal in shaping the future of advertising, driven by regulatory changes and technological advancements. The projected 30% increase in regulatory scrutiny across the social media, advertising and privacy sectors by the end of 2025 highlights several counterintuitive aspects of this evolving landscape. Here are some key points that may not align with conventional expectations. 1. Privacy regulations may drive innovation. While increased regulatory scrutiny is often seen as a burden on businesses, it can paradoxically foster innovation. Companies may be compelled to develop more advanced technologies and strategies to comply with new regulations. This could lead to unexpected advancements in data management and advertising technologies that prioritize user privacy, ultimately benefiting consumers. 2. AI's role in job reduction versus job creation. There's a common perception that the rise of AI will lead to significant job losses across sectors. However, while AI is indeed expected to automate many tasks, it may also create new roles focused on overseeing AI operations, strategic decision-making, and creative processes. Thus, the narrative that AI will only eliminate jobs overlooks the potential for new job creation in the tech and creative fields. 3. Mergers and acquisitions as a response to regulation. It's often assumed that increased regulatory scrutiny will stifle mergers and acquisitions due to uncertainty. However, the opposite may occur as companies look to consolidate resources and capabilities to better navigate the complex regulatory environment. This could lead to a surge in M&A activity as businesses seek to pool their strengths to comply with regulations more effectively. 4. Creativity as a response to regulatory constraints. Generally, one might expect that regulatory restrictions would limit creative expression in advertising. Yet, as companies face more generalized targeting due to privacy regulations, they may respond by doubling down on creativity and storytelling. This emphasis on unique and engaging content could lead to a renaissance in advertising creativity, challenging the assumption that regulations kill innovation. 5. Increased spending on new advertising channels. The expectation may be that stricter regulations will lead to a decrease in advertising budgets as companies struggle to adapt. However, as traditional advertising methods become less effective, there could be a shift towards new innovative channels. This could result in increased spending in areas like connected TV and in-app advertising, contrary to the assumption that companies would cut back on advertising expenditures. 6. Consumer awareness and expectations. It is widely believed that consumers will push back against overly restrictive privacy measures and demand more personalized experiences. However, the growing awareness of data privacy rights may lead consumers to prefer brands that demonstrate a commitment to protecting their information, making it counterintuitive for brands to prioritize personalization over privacy. 7. Global legislative trends and local adaptations. While it may seem that global legislative trends towards stricter privacy measures would create a uniform landscape, local adaptations could result in a patchwork of regulations. This divergence could lead to competitive advantages for companies that successfully navigate these varied requirements, challenging the notion that regulatory scrutiny leads to a level playing field. In conclusion, the anticipated regulatory changes in the social media advertising and privacy sectors by 2025 will not only reshape the competitive landscape but also challenge several conventional wisdoms. Companies may find opportunities for growth and innovation amid increased scrutiny, potentially leading to a more dynamic and creative advertising environment. The report examines a projected 30% increase in regulatory scrutiny across the social media advertising and privacy sectors by the end of 2025, highlighting potential impacts and shifts in these industries. While several key points are presented, there are specific aspects that many may overlook yet hold significant implications for the future landscape of these sectors. Key overlooked content and its significance. 1. Consumer awareness and its ripple effect. While the report discusses the rising awareness among consumers regarding data privacy, it is crucial to consider the depth of this awareness and its potential to drive market changes. As consumers become more educated about their rights and the implications of data usage, they may demand greater transparency and control over their data. This shift can lead to a fundamental change in how companies interact with customers, pushing them to adopt more ethical data practices or risk losing consumer trust and loyalty. The significance lies in the potential for a consumer-driven transformation of industry standards, which can outpace regulatory changes and force companies to re-evaluate their operational strategies. 2. Impact of AI on employment and workforce dynamics. The anticipated integration of AI in automating processes raises critical questions about workforce implications. While the report highlights efficiency gains, it may downplay the socioeconomic effects of such automation. As AI takes on more tasks traditionally performed by humans, there could be significant job displacement, leading to broader societal challenges including increased unemployment and economic inequality. The significance of this content is profound as it raises ethical considerations about the responsibilities of companies in balancing technological advancement with the welfare of their employees and the communities in which they operate. 3. Legislative response to global disparities. The report hints at legislative changes without delving deeply into how these shifts may vary globally. Different regions may adopt vastly different regulatory frameworks, leading to a patchwork of compliance requirements that companies must navigate. The significance of these disparities lies in the potential for regulatory arbitrage, where companies may relocate operations to jurisdictions with less stringent regulations, undermining the intended protective measures of privacy laws. This aspect is critical for stakeholders to consider when planning international operations and compliance strategies. 4. Emergence of new advertising channels. The discussion around alternative advertising channels such as connected TV and in-app advertising is crucial, but may overlook the potential for entirely new platforms to emerge. As traditional methods become less viable, innovators may create disruptive advertising platforms that leverage advanced technologies like augmented reality (AR) and virtual reality (VR). The significance here is twofold. First, it presents new opportunities for advertisers to engage with consumers in immersive ways. Second, it raises concerns about how these new channels will be regulated and whether existing frameworks will adequately address privacy and consumer protection. 5. The role of creativity amidst constraints. The report emphasizes the importance of creativity in response to generalized targeting due to privacy regulations. However, it may overlook how this necessity for creativity can also lead to homogenization within advertising strategies. As companies scramble to develop innovative campaigns that comply with new regulations, there is a risk that many will follow similar creative paths, leading to a lack of differentiation in the marketplace. The significance of this potential uniformity is profound, as it could stifle true innovation and creativity, making it harder for brands to stand out amidst a sea of similar messaging. 6. Potential for regulatory backlash against AI. While the report focuses on the benefits of AI integration in advertising and customer service, it may not adequately address the potential for regulatory backlash against AI technologies. As AI systems become more prevalent, concerns about bias, transparency, and accountability may prompt stricter regulations. The significance of this point lies in the need for companies to proactively address ethical considerations surrounding AI use, as failure to do so could lead to reputational damage and increased regulatory scrutiny. 7. Long-term consumer behavior changes. The projections indicate a major shift in advertising strategies due to regulatory changes. However, there is a lack of focus on how these changes could lead to long-term shifts in consumer behavior. For instance, as consumers become accustomed to privacy-centric advertising, they may develop expectations for more personalized and relevant interactions. The significance of understanding this evolution is that it can inform how companies design their marketing strategies, not just in response to current regulations but also in anticipation of future consumer preferences. Conclusion: the projected increase in regulatory scrutiny across the social media, advertising, and privacy sectors by 2025 heralds significant changes that companies must navigate. While the report highlights various trends and predictions, the overlooked content discussed above emphasizes the broader implications for consumer dynamics, workforce changes, global disparities, creative strategies, and ethical considerations surrounding AI. Stakeholders must recognize these dimensions to stay ahead of the curve and effectively adapt to the evolving landscape. Understanding these nuances will be critical for companies aiming to thrive in an increasingly complex regulatory environment, ensuring they not only comply with regulations but also align with the shifting expectations of consumers and society at large. 1. Increased focus on privacy. The projected rise in regulatory scrutiny is expected to lead to a significant shift in how advertisers operate, particularly regarding data privacy. As consumer awareness regarding data rights grows, regulations will tighten, prompting a transition from traditional tracking methods like third-party cookies to more privacy-centric alternatives. Advertisers will have to innovate targeting strategies, potentially using anonymized identifiers or contextual targeting. This shift emphasizes the importance of compliance and adapting to new regulations in order to maintain effective marketing strategies. 2. Rise of AI in advertising. The integration of AI technology in advertising processes is anticipated to reshape the industry significantly. By 2025, AI is expected to automate various tasks from app development to customer service interactions. This could lead to a drastic reduction in workforce requirements, allowing companies to operate more efficiently and improve profit margins. The potential of AI to streamline operations and enhance customer engagement will be pivotal in helping companies navigate the increasingly complex regulatory landscape. 3. Innovative advertising channels. As traditional advertising methods become less viable due to stricter privacy regulations, companies will likely explore new channels such as connected TV and in-app advertising. The advent of cost-per-outcome models in e-commerce advertising will enable brands to reach consumers more effectively despite the challenges posed by rising costs. This trend will push advertisers to diversify their strategies and embrace innovative platforms to engage audiences. For mergers and acquisitions, a notable increase in mergers and acquisitions within the advertising technology sector is expected, fueled by renewed confidence in the market. Recent high-profile deals indicate a shift towards a more dynamic M&A landscape. This trend suggests that companies are positioning themselves strategically to adapt to the changing regulatory environment, indicating a robust restructuring of the industry to capitalize on new opportunities and consolidate resources for enhanced competitiveness. 1. Cambridge Analytica scandal 2016 to 2018. The Cambridge Analytica scandal is one of the most notable cases highlighting the intersection of social media advertising and privacy issues. The political consulting firm harvested the personal data of millions of Facebook users without their consent to create targeted advertising campaigns for political purposes, notably during the 2016 U.S. presidential election and the Brexit referendum. The fallout from the scandal led to widespread public outcry regarding data privacy and resulted in significant regulatory scrutiny for Facebook and other tech companies. In response, various governments began to consider stricter data protection regulations, including the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR), which aimed to enhance privacy rights and increase accountability for data handling practices. 2. The General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) Implementation 2018. The implementation of the GDPR in May 2018 marked a significant shift in how companies handle personal data within the European Union. The regulation established strict guidelines for data protection and privacy, requiring businesses to obtain explicit consent from users before collecting their data, provide transparency regarding data usage, and implement measures for data security. Companies that fail to comply face hefty fines, which can reach up to 4% of global annual revenue. The GDPR's introduction prompted organizations worldwide to reassess their data practices, leading to similar regulations being considered or implemented in other jurisdictions, such as California's Consumer Privacy Act (CCPA) in the United States. 3. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act (COPPA) 1998. Enacted in 1998. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act (COPPA) was a landmark legislation aimed at protecting the privacy of children under the age of 13 online. COPPA requires websites and online services targeted at children to obtain parental consent before collecting personal information from minors. The law has led to increased scrutiny of online platforms, particularly social media and gaming companies, regarding how they handle children's data. The Act has undergone revisions to adapt to the evolving digital landscape, reflecting the ongoing regulatory push to safeguard privacy in an era where children are increasingly exposed to digital advertising and online content. The regulatory framework established by COPPA has served as a model for more comprehensive privacy laws aimed at protecting vulnerable populations across various jurisdictions. Future outlook: projected 30% increase in regulatory scrutiny by 2025. The anticipated 30% increase in regulatory scrutiny across the social media, advertising, and privacy sectors by the end of 2025 reflects a seismic shift in how these industries operate. As consumer awareness grows and governments respond with tighter legislation, companies must adapt or risk obsolescence. Below are expert predictions and insights into how these regulatory changes will shape the landscape. 1. Heightened privacy regulations. As privacy concerns escalate, regulations will likely evolve to protect consumer data more stringently. By 2025, we can expect global legislative changes. Countries are expected to implement stricter data protection laws similar to the GDPR in Europe. This may lead to a harmonized approach to data privacy, where multinational companies must comply with both local and international regulations. Focus on user consent, the imperative for clear, informed consent regarding data usage will become paramount. Companies will need to establish transparent data practices and user-friendly consent mechanisms. Shift from third-party cookies. The industry will witness a significant shift away from third-party cookies, prompting the development of new tracking and targeting methodologies that respect user privacy. 2. Integration of artificial intelligence. AI is set to revolutionize both advertising and customer engagement by 2025. Predictions include automation of processes. AI technologies will automate a vast array of tasks, including customer service, app development, and campaign management. This shift could reduce the workforce needed in these areas, leading to enhanced operational efficiency and cost savings. Enhanced targeting capabilities. As traditional methods become less viable, AI will help advertisers develop new innovative targeting strategies that prioritize privacy. Techniques such as anonymized identifiers and contextual targeting are likely to emerge as solutions. 3. Emergence of new advertising channels. With stricter privacy rules, companies will pivot to explore alternative advertising avenues. Connected TV, CTV, and in-app advertising. These channels will gain traction as advertisers seek to engage consumers in a landscape where traditional methods are less effective. E-commerce brands in particular may leverage in-app advertising on mobile games using cost-per-outcome models to mitigate risks. Cost-effective strategies. Expect a rise in innovative pricing models that allow advertisers to pay based on actual outcomes rather than impressions, enhancing accountability and optimizing budget allocation. 4. Mergers and acquisitions surge. The advertising technology landscape is poised for a wave of mergers and acquisitions due to increased market confidence. Consolidation trends. Companies will likely pursue strategic acquisitions to enhance their capabilities and market reach. This trend could create a more competitive environment, with large players absorbing innovative startups in the ad tech space. IPO activity. A revitalized market may also witness a surge in IPOs as firms capitalize on renewed investor interest, paving the way for new public companies in the advertising sector. 5. Creativity takes center stage. As targeting becomes more generalized due to regulatory pressures, the demand for creative and engaging advertising content will increase. AI-generated content. The use of AI in generating advertising content will rise, allowing brands to produce multiple creative variations efficiently. This will enable advertisers to stand out in a crowded market by focusing on compelling storytelling and unique creative executions. Strategic emphasis on brand narrative. Brands will need to invest in crafting narratives that resonate with consumers, especially as the ability to target specific audiences diminishes. Engaging storytelling will become essential in driving consumer connection and loyalty. Common themes and diverging focus. While the sources highlight similar concerns regarding privacy and the role of AI, they diverge in their focus areas. One source emphasizes the operational implications of AI in new advertising channels, while the other delves into legislative aspects and the broader implications of regulatory changes. This dual perspective is crucial for understanding the multifaceted impacts of increased scrutiny. Timeline of anticipated events. 2024. Companies will begin to adapt to the evolving regulatory landscape, focusing on AI integration and increased privacy awareness. End of 2024, an uptick in mergers and acquisitions within the ad tech sector will become evident as market confidence grows. 2025, this year is anticipated to be transformative, characterized by the widespread adoption of AI agents in automating industry processes, the establishment of stricter privacy regulations necessitating new advertising strategies, the emergence of innovative advertising channels as traditional methods wane, a significant emphasis on creativity and storytelling in advertising campaigns. Conclusion. The regulatory landscape for social media advertising and privacy is on the cusp of a significant transformation. With a projected 30% increase in scrutiny by 2025, companies must innovate and adapt to maintain their competitive edge. The convergence of heightened privacy awareness, the rise of AI, and evolving consumer expectations will redefine how businesses engage with their audiences. Organizations that proactively respond to these changes will be better positioned to thrive in this new environment.